Okay, I believe we are live now. So we will start the draw in probably a few minutes. We are going to start with the doubles draw. Okay, so as you can see on the right here, we have where I'll be doing the draw, and I have my trusty random.org here. So as you can see, we have the 3rd and 4th seeds, the 5th through 8th seeds, the 9th through 16th seeds, and then all the unseeded players. So we'll just randomize each one, and I think we'll just go from top to the bottom. I know the last live draw reveal I did all the seeds first, but I think I'll just like it better if I just go from top to bottom. So I guess we can start now. So as you can see, the top seeds are TimmyBoy04 and Ziga. So I'm just going to randomize each one of these. And TimmyBoy04 and Ziga will be facing Ian B29 and Pika Williams. Sorry, I'm just sorting out something. Okay. Next down will be Daisy Volleys and Mary Chich. And next we have Chillinator and Slazerin. And next down we have Bartek98 and Monzinator. Next is Go Odin USA and Poltergeist. And they actually won Miami in 2017 together. Next down is Chris 84 and Drake 1980. Okay, now will be the ninth. The next two will be a 9, it could be a 9 through 16. I'm pretty sure it is this one. And that will be the 16th seeds, and Fiska and ND. And they were a finalist in Miami last year. So next will be another seed. That could be 9 through 15. And that will be the 13th seeds, Demo, I don't know how to pronounce that name, and Randy. I totally just spoiled the next one down, but oh well. Okay. The next 6 will be unseeded teams. Next will be Flarian and Hesse. Next will be Tinesh and WTA Tour Fan. Next will be Danielle 123 and Tez Dam. Next is Hidalgo and Real Flush. So Hidalgo is actually the defending champion in doubles, although that user partnered with Southern Aussies. So he's partnering, or they're partnering with someone else this time. So next down is Ayumi Moret and Diago 36 Arge. Next down is Inger 67 and Quinwen Goat. And welcome back, Quinwen Goat. So next will be a 5th through 8th seed. And that will be the 7th seed Milos and Michael. And I should probably change the seed number here. 16, 13. And Milos and Michael are the 7th seeds. So that is the first quarter. It's kind of blocked out there, but it's Timmy Boy and Zika versus ENB29 and Pika Williams, Daisy Volleys and Maruchich versus Chillinator and Slazerin, Bartek 98, Monsonator versus Go Odin USA and Poltergeist, Chris 84 and Drake 1980 versus Anfiska and D, Demosthenes Randy versus Flareon and Hesse, Dinesh WTA Tour Fan versus Danielle 123 Tezdam, Hidalgo Real Flush versus Ayumi Morit, Diego 36 Arj, Ingrid 67 Quinn 1 Goat versus Milos and Michael. So now we'll go to the second quarter. We're getting through this slowly but surely. And next will be a 3rd through 4th seed. And that will be the 3rd seeds, ADC and Moriak. And the unlucky 2 that will be facing the 3rd seeds will be Chained and Potapovian. Next down will be Lazar and SRB Analyst. And the next down that will be facing the Serbian pair will be Igrilek 33 and Poldo. Next down will be E Donkey and Vex. Next is Eddie Lynn and Mike Ann. And they are the 2021 Miami champions. And next is BMT 360 and Guiterra. And the next will be a 9 through 16th seed. And they will be facing the 10th seeds, Alian Milos and Vijat Sislav. apologies, I know I'm butchering so many of the usernames. And the next will also be another seed, and that will be the 9th seed, French Touch and History. Okay, the next 6 will be unseeded teams. Next will be Not Me and Rodrigo R3. And next will be Istian and Laurent Moy. And they will be facing BB and Walsall. And next down is Andrew and Daniela Is Mine. And they will be facing Julius Kugi and Michaelescu. And the next one will be facing a 5th through 8th seed, and that will be Brengle Is Goat and Tennis Fan 17. Not a really good draw for the 5th through 8th seed, because Brengle Is Goat, well, is a Madison Brengle stand, so I think they have very good tennis knowledge. So, and the 5th through 8th seed that will be facing them is the 8th seed, Coolfish 1103 and F4CU. Okay, and that is the second quarter. Let me change that. So that will be the, that's weird that, okay. The second quarter, it will be ADC Moriak versus Chain Potapovian. Then Lazar, SRB Analyst versus Igrelek33 Paldo. E-Donkey Vex versus Eddie Lynn, Mike Ann. BMT360 Guatera versus Alian Milos and Vijatslav. And then French Touch History versus Not Me Rodrigo R3. Istian Laurent Moy versus BB Walsall. Andrew Daniela Is Mine versus Julius Kugi and Michaelescu. Brengle Is Goat Tennis Fan 17 versus the 8 seed Quillfish 1103 F4CU. So we are halfway done. So the next will be a 5th through 8th seed, and that will be the 6 seed Kirilenko fan and On's Goat. Next 6 will be unseeded, and they will be facing, I'm not going to pronounce that, and Rudin 0931. And next will be Chris 93 and Pete, the Australian pair. And they will be facing Dropshot Ace and Ivanovich fan. Next will be Brosini and Daz Morelli. And they will be facing NJ Nets Will and Tim. And next down will be Latvian and Shankatova. And they will be facing a 9 through 16th seed. And that will be the 14th seed, Jacko He and Safin Fan 629. And the next down is also a seed, and that will be the 11th seed, Chen HW and Shaddad. And they will be facing Asurye and Southin Aussies. Next down is Ezekiel Pereira and Lucien IEC. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. and they will be facing Roar Sach and Sappho Saklarady fan. It's a very interesting player to stand, considering, I mean, you know, her serve is kind of non-existent, but if Sarah Rainey can be a top player, then Sappho Saklarity can also be one. Um, and next down will be Cole Molerly and ST3300123. And they will be facing Jose and Nakati. Nakati, I hope you submit this. I hope you send in pics this time. And the next team will be facing the third, or the fourth seed. And that will be J99 and Matt Stelneri. I know J99 is very active in, well, I know he makes predictions and stuff and is pretty active in the tennis tipping forums, which is awesome. Unlucky draw for them. They will be facing the 4 seed Ace the Line and Pierre. So the third quarter is done. So we have Kirilenko fan Onsgoat versus DZS Idzi Mudin 0931. Chris 93 Pete versus Dropshot Ace Ivanovic fan. Brosini Daz Morelli versus NJ Nets Will Tim. Latvian Shankatova versus Jakohi Safin fan 629. The 11th seeds Chen HW Shadad versus Assurye Southern Aussies. Ezekiel Pereira Lucien Yassi versus Rorschach Sappho Saklarady fan. Cole Molerly SD3300123 versus Jose Nakati. And then J99 Matt Stelneri versus Ace the Line Pierre. So now we are down to the last quarter. And then after that we can move on to the singles draw. I would say we are making pretty good time, I would say. I'm hoping the stream doesn't go too much over an hour, but we'll see. Next is the 5th through 8th seed, and that will be sorry, I'm just seeing here. Yeah, because I only put 5. Oh yeah, okay, I see what I'm doing. It's this tab. The 5th through 8th, the next 5th through 8th seed is Rick and Sander. I thought I completely messed up the draw for a second. Thank God I didn't. They'll be facing an unseeded player. They'll be facing Cooper96 and Just Petco. And next is Kevin and Tennis Buddy 12. And they will be facing Rip, WTA World, and Starluck. Next down is Lucas Villarica and Rubes. Next down is Freshie and Sizimon. And the next one will be facing a 9 through 16th seed, and that will be Denny, I don't know how to pronounce, Denish, and BJK Fan 88, so that is me, so not a great draw, but oh well. And, we will be facing, Jarl and Phil. And next is Tigor and Kondrashov. And today we'll be facing Martin 7 and Vitor BM. Next is Crux Squall and SD Toot. And they will be facing Mishu, and Williams will win. And next down is Tropova and Wazi. And they will be facing Butensorg and Martin 90. And finally, the pair that will be facing the number 2 seeds is apparently no one. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to figure this out. Because obviously I did something wrong. could have been as simple as, what did I do? Yeah, just give me like a few minutes. I mean, this is it's quite normal for managers to mess up the draw at some point, so it's no surprise this happens live. So, um, and I think I already figured out what I did. As you can see, there's 63 teams, which means one will get a bye. And that will be Timmy Boy and Ziga. So they actually won't be facing Ian B29 and Pico Williams. So instead of just moving the whole drawdown and giving everyone completely new matchups, I'm actually gonna move Ian B29 and Pico Williams down to face the number 2 seeds. So Timmy Boy 04 and Ziga will be getting a bye. Kind of rare to get a bye in a 1000 tournament, but yeah. Okay, and there is the bottom quarter. So we have the 5th seeds Rick Sander versus Cooper96 Just Petco, Kevin Tennis Buddy 12 versus Rip WTA World Starluck, Lucas Fillerica Rubes versus Freshie Sizimon, Danish VJK Fan 88 versus the 12th seed Jarl Phil, Digor Konjashaw versus Martin 7 Vitor BM, Crookswall SD2 versus Mishu Williams will win, Trollpova Wazi versus Butensorg Martin 90, Ian B29 Pika Williams versus the number 2 seed Kaman Lena and Igorsh. So there is the full draw. As you can see. So we will start with the singles draw very shortly. So before we start the singles main draw, we actually have to get through the singles qualifying draw. And there's a very a weird circumstance, I guess, in that so there's 33 players in the qualifying. So basically 31 of the players will get a bye into the final round of qualifying, and the bottom 2 players will be the only ones playing in the first round of qualifying. So I need to I didn't want to have 1,000 tabs open, so I did not prepare the singles qualifying draw. So just give me a minute or two, and then I will get that ready. So as you can see, I already put in the 1st through the 16th seeds, and they obviously get buys, as like almost everyone get buys. Yeah, so the only unseeded player will be Anfiska. So I guess we can start with the singles qualifying draw now. So basically, if you're the first through the 31st seed, you will get a bye into the final round of qualifying, which is pretty good, I would say, because you just need to win one match, and then even if you don't win, there's a decent chance you can get in through as a lucky loser. So let's start with the singles qualifying draw. So the user that will be facing Laurent Moy in the final round of qualifying will be the 20th seed, J99. And the next down will be the 17th seed, Quinwen Goat. And next is the 18th seed, Dua Zipa. The next down is the 27th seed, MP. And next is the 21st seed, RIP to WTA Worlds. And next is the 28th seed, Jonah Leon. And next is the 19th seed, Sappho Saklarity fan. And next is the 26th seed, Poltergeist. So that is the first half of the qualifying. Oh my gosh, what is this sheet doing? Okay, I see here. So so it's confirmed Laurent Moy will be facing J99 in the final round of qualifying. Brenkel's Goat will be facing Quinwen Goat in the final round of qualifying. Just Petco will be facing Dua Zipa. 1987 518 LPF will be facing MP. Nakati will be facing RIP WTA World. E-Donkey will be facing Jonah Leon. Tony Park 606 will be facing Sappho Saklarity fan. David Spell will be facing Poltergeist. So now the second half, and also just to mention, if the 32nd seed or the unseeded player comes up, obviously they'll be facing each other. So next is Anfiska, and what are the odds of that happening as I say that? I probably shouldn't have even included Anfiska. I probably should have just included the seed, but oh well. So Anfiska will be confirmed to face the 32nd seed, ND. So one of them will be facing Southern Aussies in the final round of qualifying. Next is the 25th seed, Wojtek. And next is the 30th seed, VFCY. Next is the 24 seed, Chris 84. I could be mixing the person up, but I'm pretty sure that person is currently in the final with Indian Wells. I'm not sure if it's in singles or if it was in doubles. So next is the 23rd seed, Starluck. Next is the 31st seed, Traddles. Next is the 32nd seed, ND. Oh, right. I already put them in. So actually next will be Longton 23. And, yep, and finally it is Ivanovich Fan. Okay, and there is the rest. So Southern Aussies will be facing either Enfiska or ND in the final round of qualifying. Real Flesh will be facing Wojtek in the final round of qualifying. Vex will be facing FCY. BMT 360 will be facing Chris 84. Sapiod will be facing Starluck. Daniel 123 will be facing Traddles. Postal WK will be facing Longton 23. And Territory will be facing Ivanovich Fan. So there we have it. That is the singles qualifying draw over. Definitely the quickest section. And now I think, of course, had to leave, what for me is the most exciting part, and probably for most people, is the singles main draw. So, as I did for the others, I prepared, just making note of where each seed should go. Because I've never managed a 120 a player. I'm in a tournament with a 128 player draw, so I had to make note of that. If it was a 32 player draw, I would definitely remember where the seeds go, but not for a 128 player draw. So at the top here is the number 1 seed, Digor, and then at the bottom is the number 2 seed, Slazerin, who won the 2022 French Open. So I'm gonna have to prepare random.org for the draw. It'll just take about a minute or so. Okay, so now I am ready to start the singles draw. So as for the other draws, we're just going to start from the top to the bottom, not like how the actual WTA does it. I'm pretty sure they usually just do all the seeds first. But I don't know, for me, it's more exciting just doing it from the top to the bottom. So the unlucky player that will be facing the number 1 seed will be... Well, actually, I'm going to randomize all of these so I don't have to do it like later. Okay, so the user that will be facing the number 1 seed is Flareon. Next is Drop Shot Ace. They will be facing Safinfan 629. Next will be Acrylec 33. And they will be facing Chillinator. And the next user will be facing a 17 through 32nd seed, and that will be Williams Will Win. And they will be facing the 20th seed Guatera. Who actually is the 2023 Australian Open champion. So not a good draw for Williams Will Win. The next is also going to be a seed, and that will be the 24th seed, Mutin 0931. And they will be facing Chris 93. Next will be Ziga. And they will be facing Hidalgo in the first round. Next will be Troll Pova. And they will be facing DZZ in the first round. And next will be Daz Morelli. And they'll be facing a 9 through 16th seed. Pretty sure it's this one. They will be facing the 16th seed Jacko He. Next will be the 15th seed Poldo. And and they will be facing Dinesh. Next will be ENB29 and they will be facing Potapovian. Next will be Go Odin USA. And they will be facing WTA Tour Fan. And the next player will be facing a seed, and that will be Pete. Okay, next is a 17 through 32nd seed, and that will be the 32nd seed, BB. And next will be the 25th seed, Michael. And they will be facing Sander. Next will be Ace the Line. And they will be facing Rob. And nearing the bottom of the first quarter, next will be Rorschach. Who actually made the final of Miami last year. And they will be facing Latvian. And the next one will be facing a 5th through 8th seed, and that will be Phil. And they will be facing the 8th seed, Cole Morley. So there we have the first quarter. So it would be Digor versus Flareon, Dropshot Ace versus SafinFan629, Igrelec 33 versus Chillinator, Williams will win versus the 20th seed Gutera, the 24th seed Muden 0931 versus Chris93, Ziga versus Hidalgo, Trollpova versus DZZ, Daz Morelli versus Jacko He, the 15th seed Poldo versus Dinesh, ENB29 versus Potapovian, Go Odin USA versus WTA Tour Fan, Pete versus BB, Michael versus Sander, Ace the Line versus Rob, Rorschach versus Latvian, and then Phil versus Cole Morley. So now on to the second quarter. So right at the top of the second quarter, we will have a 3rd through 4th seed. And that will be the 3rd seed Drake 1980. And the unlucky user that will be facing Drake is Kondrashov. And next is Lissandro. And they will be facing Luppy 55. Next is Grigor. And they will be facing Coolfish 1103. Next is Martin 90. And they will be facing the 27th seed Igorsh. And Igorsh actually won the 2015 edition of Miami. And next will be the 18th seed Milas. And they will be facing Andrew in the first round. And next is Diego 36 Arge. And they will be facing Shaddad in the first round. And Shaddad won a 250 in Hua Hin, so they're off to a good start this year. Next will be Lazar. And they will be facing Jarl. And next is Istian. They'll be facing a 9 through 16th seed. And that will be the 11th seed History. Next will be the 14th seed Kirilenko fan. And they will be facing Brosini in the first round. Next is Alian Milos. And they will be facing Lucas Villarica. And next is Timmy Boy 04. And they will be facing SRB Analyst. Next up is Lucien. They'll be facing a seed, and that will be the 21st seed. Next will be the 31st seed, 72 winners. And they will be facing Daniela Is Mine. Next will be Freshie. I think Freshie has one of the best track records in Miami out of any player in this tournament, as they won the 2016 edition and they made the finals in 2014. So not a good draw for whoever is facing Freshie. And the player that will be facing Freshie is Crux Squall. Next will be Maruchich. And they will be facing Alec SZ. Next is Ezekiel Pereira. And they'll be facing a 5th through 8th seed. And that will be the 7th seed, Kevin. And next will be a 5th through 8th seed. And that will be the 6th seed, Tim. Who is the defending Wimbledon champion. And they will be facing VJK Fan 88. What a wonderful draw for me. Next is Rito 12. And I probably, I'll say the second quarter before we actually move on, just to update everyone. So the second quarter is the 3rd seed Drake 1980 versus Kontoshov, Lissandro versus Luppy 55, Grigor versus Coolfish 1103, Martin 90 versus the 27th seed Igorsh, the 18th seed Milas versus Andrew, Jago 36Rs versus Shadad, Lazar versus Jarl, Istian versus the 11th seed History, the 14th seed Karolenko Fan versus Brasini, Alien Milos versus Lucas Villarica, Timmy Boy 04 versus SRB Analyst, Lucien versus Demos Dennis, the 31st seed 72 winners versus Daniela's Mine, Freshie versus Crux Squall, Maruchich versus Alec SC, and Ezekiel Pereira versus Kevin. So that's the update for the second quarter. So let's continue with the third quarter now. So Rito 12 will be facing Randy. Who is the 2019 winner of this tournament. And Randy will be facing Tennis Fan 17. Oh, sorry, Randy will be facing Rito 12, and Tennis Fan 17 will be facing Dennis. And next is Tuggy. And Tuggy will be facing the 30th seed, Inger 67. Next is going to be the 19th seed, Matt Stelnieri. And they will be facing Chen HW. Next is Daisy Volleys. And they will be facing Rodrigo R3. Next will be Snowy. Snowy will be facing Eddie Lin in the first round. Next is Pika Williams. And they'll be facing a seed, 9 through 16. And that seed will be the 13th seed, Ons Goat. Next will also be a 9 through 16th seed. And that will be the 9th seed, Shankatova. And they will be facing Tennis Buddy 12. Next will be Not Me. And they will be facing Julius Kugi. Next is Cooper 96. And they will be facing Rick. Next is Jose. And Jose won the 2011 Miami Open. So that will be a blockbuster match, as they're going to be facing a seed. And that seed will be the 29th seed, Vjatsoslav. And next will be the 23rd seed, Martin 7. And Martin 7 won the 2021 edition of the Miami Open. And they will be facing Wazi in the first round. Next is Butensorg. They'll be facing Bartek 98. And next is SD33000123. And they won the 2010 edition of the Miami Open. And they'll be facing Hesse in the first round. The next player that will be facing, pretty sure the 4th seed, yep, will be Sizimon. So the 4th seed is F4CU. And F4CU is the defending US Open champion. So that is the third quarter. Yeah, my throat is... I'm already kind of sick, but... yeah. So the third quarter is Tim versus VJK Fan 88. And then Rito 12 versus Randy. Tennis Fan 17 versus Denish. Tuggy versus Inger 67. The 19th seed Matt Stelnieri versus Chen HW. Daisy Volleys versus Rodrigo R3, Snowy versus Eddie Lin, Pika Williams versus the 13th seed Ons Goat, the 9th seed Shankatova versus Tennis Buddy 12, Not Me versus Julius Kugi, Cooper 96 versus Rick, Jose versus Vijat Sislav, the 23rd seed Martin 7 versus Wazi, Butanzorg versus Bartek 98, SG versus Hesse, and then Sizimon versus the 4th seed F4CU. So now let's get into the bottom quarter. So next will be the 5th seed Vitor BM. And they will be facing Chained. And next is Mike Ann. And they will be facing Come On Lena. Next is Mishu. And they will be facing Walsall. Next is Roops. And they will be facing the 26th seed, French Touch. Next is the 22nd seed, Monsonator. And they will be facing Assurye. Next is SD Toot. And they will be facing... Okay. Why? Sorry, just wait a moment. Once again, another issue has arose. I was trying to think. Oh shit. You know what, I didn't put the qualifiers in. Okay then. Just have to think of what I should do. I don't want to just like okay, there's what I'll do. I mean, like, I don't know. I usually don't make this many mistakes. Maybe it's just I feel pressure being on stream. Who knows? But this is what I'm going to do. Because I don't want to just put all the qualifiers, you know, like here. Because that would be unfair. Thank you, Serge. So basically what I'll do is I'll just put yeah, just give you a moment. So definitely some of the draw will change, but some of the matchups will stay the same. Basically, what I'm going to do is, if the randomizer, let's say 3 comes up, then the third player here, like the third line, will change, and then they will move to the next section here. So I think that will be the most fair thing. So not everyone's matchups will change, but not all the qualifiers will be in the bottom section, because that would just be dumb. So perhaps if you don't like your current draw, it could get better. So there'll still be some kind of excitement, I guess, despite the mistake. Okay. So basically, whatever, so there'll be 16 qualifiers, I'm pretty sure. Yep, 16 qualifiers. So I'll hit randomize, and the first 16 numbers, so let's say 10 comes up. So that means Muda 0931 would move over here to the 109 slot. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to randomize it. So 32nd. So 32nd will be, so this will be qualifier 1. So Phil is going to be moved down to the 109th slot. So they'll be facing SD Toot. And Cole Morley will be facing qualifier 1. Next is the 94. SD3301123 is going to be moved down here. And this will become qualifier 2. Next is the 78th line, Snowy. So Snowy will be moved down. This will become qualifier 3. Next is the 30th line. So that would be Rorschach. So Rorschach will be moved down. So Latvian will now be facing qualifier 4. And now let's do the 9 through 16th seed. And next will be the 12th seed, NJ Nets Will. And the next one will be the 8th seed. Or sorry, I mean the 10th seed, Ayumi Moret. Okay. So next, the 39th line. So Coolfish 1103 is going to be moved. And Grigor will now be facing qualifier 5. And next is the 12th line. So Ziga. So Hidalgo will now be facing qualifier 6. And Ziga is now moved down to the 116th line. Next is the 71st line. So Danish. So Danish will now be facing Ziga. Next is the 29th line. That will be Rob. Or Robe. That'll become qualifier 8. Next is the 80th line, and that is Pika Williams. And next is the 120th line. What are the odds of that happening? That is very weird. So that would be qualifier 10. Okay. That is the wrong one here. Okay, next is the 28th seed, ADC. And finally, the 17th seed, Moriak. who made the final of the Miami Open in 2021. Okay. And next is going to be the 111th line. So Snow will be moved down. So Snowy will now be facing the 17th seed Moriak. Next is the 63rd line. So that will be Alec SZ. And next is the 59th line. So Daniela is mine will be moved. So 72 winners will have a slightly better draw, depending. They'll be facing qualifier 13. Next is the 112th line. That'll be Rorschach. Next is the 75th line. That'll be Chen HW. So Matt Stelnier will now be facing the 15th qualifier. And then finally, the 79th line. That'll be Eddie Lin. So that's like a little qualifier section there. Pretty sure, yeah, 2 qualifiers will be facing each other. So Eddie Lin moves down to face the 2nd seed. Okay, that was a bit of a mess, but I got it done. So there is the full draw. I guess I don't think I'll say all of it because my throat is killing me, but I'll slowly scroll down so you can see the whole draw. And that is the singles draw. So thanks for those who are watching or will be watching after the fact. I'll be posting the singles main draw onto the forum probably early Monday. So yes, thanks for watching and good luck everyone.